Good morning, guys. Alright, DCK here, hitting you up with another video. This is going to be a little preview, a little hype video. And for all things I'm hyping, it's TNA. I know, after the not-so-goodness that was Hardcore Justice, we have a show coming up this Thursday night. It's the Whole Effin' Show, and there's going to be two parts of this video. The first half, I will do the hype. I'll do some hype without spoilers. Second half, I'm going to do some hype, but it's going to involve some spoilers. So, and you will notice a certain change in the video that will signify when we go into that spoiler half. But we're going to start with the non-spoiler half. Why should we watch the Whole Effin' Show? I think my reasons may be better in the second half, but I'll try and give a reason for why we should watch it in a non-spoiler way. Let's see. Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles. I think people just like to see that. You know, however much time they get, like, it's going to be enjoyable while you watch. Can't say too much about that. You know, Angelina loved Madison Rain, and storyline, but you kind of want to see how the story progresses, or if they reveal anything else. Matt Morgan, D'Angelo Gennaro, Mr. Anderson. Personally, I want to see it just to see, you know, what the hell they're going to do. I kind of want to see this match to see where they're going after it. You know. Jeff Hardy's Open Challenge. I know there are Jeff Hardy fans out there. You know, you're going to get to see him. Maybe they'll do something cool with that. I'm going to skip to the main event, and I'm going to hop back to what I really want to hype. Rob Van Dam versus Abyss, Stairway to Janice. Stupid name for what's going to be a stupid gimmick, because they're not going to use I can't see them using the weapon. But they could. I like the chemistry that RVD and Abyss have. Some of the brawls that they've had, maybe not the matches that they've been in together, but the brawls that they've had, like, I see potential in what kind of, you know, how their matches could flow. So and it's gonna involve a ladder, so, you know, RVD in a ladder match is fun, and, you know, Abyss will bump, so I don't like that. Now probably the reason, non-spoiler wise, to watch this show, and that is Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money in their last match of the series, best of 3 falls. When it's best of 3 falls, you get on a show where they're hyping a lot of wrestling. The fact that these guys have gotten a decent amount of time for their matches before would make you believe that their best of 3 falls would get some time here. And whatever time they do get, it's going to be good. Because they've been putting on great TV matches. Not all of their matches, you know, not all of their matches have gotten pay-per-view time, but for the TV time they've gotten, they've delivered. They really have. Even the Screwjob ladder match, like, worked. It was a really enjoyable TV match. So yeah, and, you know, and just, there's a lot of stuff on here. You know, there's 6 matches on here that are understandably, like, you know, this looks like a pay-per-view card. You know, that's kind of how they're advertising it. A pay-per-view card that got pushed from Hard Justice to a Thursday show after because of the Hardcore Justice thing. You know, it just looks like they're treating it like a Clash of the Champions, like a a pay-per-view for free. And just like, if you want a card like this, if we watch a card, if we tune in and watch a card like this, maybe they will put this kind of card on pay-per-view, because they'll think, hey, if people watch this, if we keep putting cards like it on pay-per-view, people might actually be like, hey, I enjoyed it the first time, and I don't mind, and I know it's going to be good. Hopefully they do well. It's similar, they watched it on our show, let's put on a similar card, and then people will be like, I saw it for free on TV, but I know it's good, so imagine how good it's going to be on pay-per-view. I'll go ahead and buy it. To get ready, but now I want to talk about this show in a different light. Spoilers. If you don't like spoilers, turn the damn video off. I will be giving away a lot of stuff here. Not necessarily results, but just some things I'm going to dive into that people may not want to know. Okay. I looked at a report of this show. 6 matches. Guess how much wrestling is on this show? How much wrestling TNA is going to have on their Impact, their 2-hour Impact? I added it up. It's about 50 plus minutes of wrestling. When's the last time you watched a 2-hour wrestling program with over 50 minutes of wrestling, especially from TNA? Yeah. Honestly, if you like wrestling on a wrestling show, please watch this show, because if as many people as possible watch this show, maybe TNA will be like, wow, we put a lot of wrestling time on our show and people started watching more, and let's do more of that. We're not always going to get 50 plus minutes, but maybe finally we'll get maybe finally we'll get weeks, maybe finally TNA will never have more than less than a half hour, 35 minutes of wrestling. The fact that TNA has sometimes never even gets close to a half hour wrestling in 2 hours is bull. So maybe if we watch this, maybe they will start upping the wrestling time. As upset as that would make Russo. Let's see. Jeff Hardy's Open Challenge is answered by Shannon Moore. And it looks like they have a pretty decent match. That's just, I think, the main thing that gets me excited about the show is that there's a lot of wrestling. Let's see. Kurt and AJ. I'll just say the longest matches are the main event and the tag title match. I mentioned the tag title match because it's good to know that a 2 out of 3 falls match is getting a little bit of time. Actually, just when you look at just the tag title match and the main event, that's over a half hour wrestling right there. It's awesome. It's awesome. Awesome. And of course, those two matches having a half hour obviously means the other 4 matches don't get a ton of time. But you know what? We get what we get. We get wrestling. We get a good ass chunk of wrestling. The second hour of this show looks amazing. amazing. And also at the end, I mean, there's 50 minutes of wrestling, and then the stuff that isn't wrestling is like a big ass angle. Again, we're in spoiler mode here, as you can tell by the lighting, so big ass angle at the end. Fortune's gonna look good, folks. Fortune's gonna look real good. They beat the shit out of EV 2.0. I want to see that. I want to see like the good TNA talent beat the crap out of the over the hill ECW talent. I respect the ECW guys, but let's make the TNA talent look good here and just have them beat the shit out of them and kind of get the point across, Yeah, like Fortune will finally look good. I mean, like when they first formed, they had Beer Money lose later that night, which was understandable because it was the series and they had already won 2. Kaz lost to Rob Terry in like 30 seconds. AJ Styles had to cheat twice to beat Rob Terry. Jesus. And I'm sure you guys have already seen my video about AJ Styles and the TV title and what can be done with that. I'm sure you have, right? Also, the Fortune Group also gets involved with Doug Williams and Matt Morgan. One, the wrong British guys in Fortune. I'm sorry, I love Doug Williams. He's entertaining as crap and a great wrestler. Why is he in Fortune? When Desmond Wolfe was supposed to be in Fortune since like February. God. And then Matt Morgan. I personally, I like Morgan doing his own thing. I don't want him to be a bodyguard or whatever the fuck it is. What do I want to say? What the fuck do I want to say? I'm just having dead air on the video. Yeah, so, but it's those 6 guys taking out EV 2.0. But at the end, during the show, so that sounds like a good angle to play out. And reading both weeks' spoilers, I mean the impact after this one doesn't looks like it could annoy the fuck out of me. So I don't know about next week's show, but this week's show, please watch this week's show. I mean, yeah, watch this week's show. Maybe people at TNA will be like, oh, people like this type of show. I'm not saying put on, pay-per-view-esque shows every Thursday night with 50 plus minutes of wrestling. How about give us good TV shows with storyline progression, but can still have a half hour or more of wrestling. At least a half hour. No, be different from Raw. Don't be Raw. Don't even be SmackDown. SmackDown hasn't been nearly as good as it could be or should be. But yeah, that's my thing. So, yeah. So, watch the show. Watch whole effing show. If you still have any hope in TNA, or or at least if you like the guys on here getting time to wrestle, yeah, watch the show. And actually, send a message to TNA. Alright, DoubleCrossKing. Stay classy.